My coworker said, "You're mean." I said, "You're manipulative." I had been noticing small things for weeks. Little whispers in the break room, emails with slyly worded criticisms, and always someone, innocently, reminding the boss of mistakes I supposedly made. It all pointed to one person, Carla, my coworker. At first I brushed it off. Maybe I was overreacting. Maybe I was too sensitive. But then, the day she cornered me by the coffee machine, smiling way too sweetly, I realized I wasn't imagining it. "You're mean," she said, her tone like honey with hidden poison. I blinked, not because I didn't expect it, but because I'd been holding back a little fire inside. "You're manipulative," I replied, calm and sharp, like dropping a cold knife on the table. Her smile faltered for a second. Just enough to see it. Then she laughed, trying to make it look like a joke. "Manipulative? Me? Don't flatter yourself." I didn't respond. I walked away and let her simmer. That night, I started planning. Not anything illegal, just a little social karma. Next morning, I quietly copied her accidental emails, the ones she had CC'd the boss on while painting me as careless. I organized them in chronological order, highlighting the subtle manipulation. Then, I printed them. On purpose, I left the stack on the break room table, right next to the coffee pot, knowing she'd grab one while sipping her morning latte. Carla didn't see it as a trap. She laughed at first, thinking it was some random office memo. She flipped through the pages, brow knitting tighter as she read through every little twist of her words, every sly implication she had sent to make herself look like the good employee. By noon, she was red-faced, muttering under her breath. She hadn't expected anyone to notice, let alone collect proof. Word got around quickly. People who had silently watched her antics were now seeing the receipts. The whispers shifted. Now it was, "Did you see Carla's email?" And, "Wow, she really—" I didn't gloat. I just stayed at my desk, quietly sipping my own coffee. The boss called her in for a chat that afternoon. I caught glimpses of her office, her shoulders slumped, her confident mask cracking. The whole thing was ironic because she had always prided herself on controlling perception, on nudging people into thinking she was untouchable. But karma doesn't need a hand from anyone. It works quietly, invisibly, until it lands. Over the next few days, I noticed subtle changes. Carla's allies in the office were keeping distance. People who had once laughed at her jokes or followed her lead now barely made eye contact. She started double-checking her emails, hesitant before sending anything, as if she finally realized she could be caught. One afternoon, she tried the old tricks again, whispering to the junior interns, but I had already warned them. They looked at her, confused, then shrugged, walking away. The irony was delicious. Every little manipulation she had used against me was now being mirrored back in tiny ways, like a mirror cracking slowly until the reflection finally shattered. By the next week, Carla was noticeably quieter in meetings. Her smirks and snide comments dwindled, replaced by polite nods. I got a message from HR. Nothing formal, just a note saying that a pattern of manipulative behavior had been documented and that future reports would be closely monitored. I didn't send it. I didn't need to. I just let the evidence do its work. The lesson was simple. You can try to play everyone, twist every word, and hide behind smiles, but eventually the truth finds a way to sit across the table and smile back at you. I brewed my coffee, glanced at the empty break room where Carla usually lingered, and thought, sometimes the quiet ones are the most dangerous.